New York City is the most visited large city in the entire country, a place where the skyline alone justifies the trip before you have even left the airport. Before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know before you go. We are covering getting around the city, the best neighborhoods to base yourself in, real safety tips and common scams, realistic costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the neon chaos of Times Square to the quiet brownstones of Brooklyn, New York, packs an enormous range of experiences into a surprisingly walkable island and its surrounding boroughs. Save this video before you start booking flights because we are answering the questions people actually search before landing in New York. Let us start with entry requirements. If you are visiting from within the US, all you need is a valid photo ID. No different from any other domestic trip. For international visitors, most countries participate in the Visa Waiver Program, requiring an approved ESTA application online before you fly rather than a full visa. Make sure your passport has at least 6 months of validity remaining if you are entering from abroad, a standard requirement that occasionally catches travelers off guard. 3 major airports serve the city. JFK and Newark handle most international flights, while LaGuardia focuses primarily on domestic routes. The AirTrain connects JFK directly to the subway system, a genuinely affordable way to reach Manhattan without paying for an expensive taxi or rideshare. From Newark, the AirTrain connects to New Jersey transit trains into Manhattan, another budget-friendly option that beats sitting in tunnel traffic. Taxis and ride shares from any airport into Manhattan can run $40 to $80 depending on traffic and tolls. Budget accordingly if you skip public transit. Travel insurance is not required but strongly recommended for international visitors, especially given how expensive U.S. healthcare can be without coverage. If you are planning to stay longer than the standard 90-day visa waiver allows, you will need to apply for an actual visa well before your trip. Register your trip with your home country's travel advisory service if one is available, a free step that makes it easier for anyone to reach you in an emergency. Families traveling with children should carry extra documentation, and international visitors should double-check any additional requirements for their specific nationality. Bring a printed or saved copy of your accommodation and return flight details. Immigration lines move faster when everything is ready to show if asked. The subway is the fastest and cheapest way to get around New York, running 24 hours a day across more than 400 stations citywide. A Metro card or the newer OmniTap to pay system covers both the subway and city buses. Load either one and you are set for the whole trip. Walking is genuinely one of the best ways to experience Manhattan. Many of the most iconic sites sit within a comfortable 20-minute walk of each other. Yellow cabs and rideshare apps like Uber are widely available, though traffic and one-way streets can make them slower than the subway during rush hour. The Staten Island Ferry is completely free and offers one of the best skyline and Statue of Liberty views in the entire city, a genuinely underrated experience. City Bike, the city's bike share system, puts thousands of bikes on nearly every corner, a fast and scenic way to cover ground along the rivers or through the parks. Getting between boroughs is easy by subway, but note that Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx each have their own distinct neighborhoods worth budgeting real time for. Day trips to places like the Hudson Valley or the Hamptons are easiest by train from Grand Central or Penn Station. Book ahead during summer weekends. Note that the subway can get genuinely crowded and hot in summer, especially during rush hour. Plan around it if you are sensitive to crowds or heat. If you are nervous about navigating a new transit system, remember that Google Maps and the official MTA app both integrate real-time subway and bus data reliably. Rush hour runs roughly 7:30 to 9:30 in the morning and 4:30 to 7 in the evening. Favor off-peak hours if you can for a calmer ride. Airport transit passes and unlimited weekly Metro cards can save real money if you are riding frequently, worth comparing against pay-per-ride if your trip runs a week or more. Midtown Manhattan puts you within walking distance of Times Square, Broadway, and Central Park. The classic first-timer base, though hotel prices run higher here. The West Village and Chelsea offer a quieter, more residential charm with tree-lined streets, excellent restaurants, and easy subway access to the rest of Manhattan. Soho and Tribeca deliver upscale shopping and cobblestone streets. A stylish base if a boutique hotel and great food are priorities for your trip. The Lower East Side and East Village have become favorites for a younger, artsier crowd, packed with bars, vintage shops, and some of the city's best late-night food. Williamsburg in Brooklyn offers a genuinely different perspective on the city. Trendy, walkable, and just one subway stop from Manhattan with often lower hotel prices. Harlem, rich with jazz history and soul food, rewards visitors willing to venture uptown with a noticeably different, culturally significant side of Manhattan. If this is your first trip, and you only have 3 to 5 days, basing yourself in Midtown or the West Village puts nearly everything within walking or short subway distance. Astoria in Queens has become popular for its affordability and genuine diversity, home to some of the best Greek and international food outside Manhattan. Financial District hotels put you near the Statue of Liberty Ferry and the 9/11 Memorial, quieter at night since it empties out after the workday ends. Brooklyn Heights offers stunning skyline views from the promenade alongside historic brownstones, a beautiful and walkable alternative to staying in Manhattan. Upper West Side and Upper East Side, both bordering Central Park, offer a calmer, more residential New York experience close to major museums. And Bushwick, still rougher around the edges than Williamsburg, has become a genuine hub for street art, warehouse venues, and an emerging food scene. Now let us talk safety, since this is the question most people actually search before booking a trip to New York. The honest answer is that the city is genuinely safe for the vast majority of visitors. Major crime has been trending downward citywide in recent years, and the areas tourists actually spend time in, Midtown, downtown, and the major sites, see millions of safe visits annually. The most common issue tourists actually face is not violent crime, but scams. Starting with costumed characters in Times Square who pose for a photo and then demand an aggressive tip. Always agree on a price with a costumed character before taking a photo, or better yet, just politely decline, since the demand afterward can turn genuinely uncomfortable. Never accept a free CD, bracelet, or other item handed to you on the street. It is almost always a setup for an aggressive payment demand moments later. Near Battery Park, only buy Statue of Liberty ferry tickets from the official website or ticket booth. Aggressive street vendors nearby sell overpriced or fake tickets. Pickpocketing and phone snatching happen in crowded areas like Times Square and the subway. Keep valuables zipped away rather than in an easily accessible pocket. Emergency services can be reached nationwide at 911, the same number used for police, fire, or medical emergencies anywhere in the U.S. Tap water in New York is genuinely excellent and safe to drink. One of the easier cities on this channel for avoiding bottled water waste and extra cost. Register with your embassy's traveler program before you go if you are visiting internationally. A free step that makes it far easier for officials to reach you in an emergency. Overall, tens of millions of tourists visit New York safely every year, and most encounter nothing more serious than a persistent street vendor or a crowded subway car. Healthcare in New York is excellent, though genuinely expensive without insurance. Travel insurance is worth the modest cost for international visitors especially. Let us get practical about cost. New York runs more expensive than most destinations on this channel, though smart planning still keeps a trip within reach. Expect a mid-range hotel to run $200 to $350 a night, with prices climbing sharply in Midtown during peak season and around major events. A sit-down dinner for two commonly runs $60 to $100 outside budget spots, while a classic New York slice or bagel can cost just a few dollars. So, Broadway tickets and major museum entries add up if you plan several stops, though the TKTS booth in Times Square offers same-day discounted show tickets. A realistic budget for 1 week in New York for 2 people, including mid-range hotels, Some shows and museum entries, meals and subway fares land somewhere around $3,000 to $4,500 total. Budget travelers can cut costs significantly by eating at food carts and delis instead of restaurants, using the subway over taxis and visiting museums on pay-what-you-wish days. Many major museums, including the Met, offer pay-what-you-wish entry for New York State residents, and some out-of-state visitors can find similar deals with planning. Tipping is expected in the U.S., 15 to 20% at restaurants is standard, and small tips for hotel staff and cab drivers are appreciated, though not strictly required. Credit cards are accepted almost everywhere in New York. Cash is rarely needed except for a few small vendors and some food carts. ATMs are widely available, though bank ATMs typically charge lower fees than the standalone machines found in bodegas and convenience stores. Broadway and off-Broadway shows genuinely vary in price. Comparing matinee versus evening pricing and rush ticket lotteries can save real money for theater lovers. All-inclusive package deals are rare in New York compared to resort destinations, but many hotels include breakfast, worth comparing against nearby cafe prices before booking. So when is the best time to go? Spring, from April through June, brings mild temperatures and blooming parks, some of the most pleasant weather of the entire year. Fall, from September through November, offers similarly comfortable weather with the added bonus of colorful foliage across the city's many parks and tree-lined streets. Summer, June through August, gets genuinely hot and humid, though it is also when the city's rooftop bars, outdoor concerts, and street festivals are in full swing. Winter, December through February, is cold, but delivers the holiday lights, ice skating rinks, and a festive atmosphere that draws its own crowd of visitors. December is especially popular for the holiday windows, the Rockefeller Center tree, and ice skating, worth booking hotels and shows well in advance if visiting then. Shoulder months like April, May, September, and October offer a genuinely good balance of decent weather, thinner crowds, and lower prices than peak summer or the December holidays. The U.S. Open in late August and early September brings tennis fans citywide, and the New York City Marathon in early November draws hundreds of thousands of visitors. Whatever season you choose, book Broadway tickets and popular restaurant reservations well in advance. Demand rarely eases up in this city regardless of the month. Fashion Week in February and September fills hotels citywide and pushes prices up considerably. Worth checking dates if you want to avoid the crowds it brings. Central Park's cherry blossoms bloom in April, a genuinely beautiful and often overlooked reason to time a spring trip around a specific seasonal moment. Late spring and early fall also mean noticeably lower hotel rates across the city, since prices climb sharply once summer tourist season and the December holidays arrive. On to the must-sees, starting with Times Square, most electric at night when the billboards light up the entire block. A genuinely overwhelming first stop for any visitor. Central Park offers 840 acres of green space in the middle of Manhattan, worth an entire afternoon of walking, boating, or simply people watching. The Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, reachable by ferry from Battery Park, remain two of the most iconic and historically significant stops in the entire city. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the largest and finest museums in the world, could genuinely fill several days on its own if art is a priority. And a walk across the Brooklyn Bridge at sunset delivers one of the best skyline views anywhere in the city, especially memorable heading toward Brooklyn. The 9/11 Memorial and Museum offers a moving, well-curated tribute at the site of the World Trade Center, worth the emotional weight it carries for most visitors. Top of the Rock and the Empire State Building both offer sweeping skyline views. Top of the Rock includes the Empire State Building itself in its skyline shot. And the High Line, an elevated park built on a former rail line, gives visitors an elevated green walking path through Chelsea with genuinely unique city views. The Museum of Modern Art, or MoMA, holds an extraordinary collection of modern and contemporary art in the heart of Midtown worth several hours minimum. And Grand Central Terminal, both a functioning train station and a genuine architectural landmark, rewards a slow look up at its famous celestial ceiling. Broadway shows deliver some of the best live theater anywhere in the world, worth booking at least one performance regardless of how tight your schedule runs. And the Brooklyn Botanic Garden and Prospect Park offer a quieter, greener side of the city, a genuinely relaxing contrast to Manhattan's constant energy. A quick word on culture and etiquette. New York moves fast, walking with purpose and staying to the right on sidewalks and subway stairs is genuinely appreciated by locals. A classic New York slice of pizza, folded in half and eaten on the go, is a genuine rite of passage and one of the simplest, cheapest meals in the city. Bagels are serious business here. A proper New York bagel with lox and cream cheese is worth seeking out over a chain shop version wherever possible. Tipping 15 to 20% at restaurants is standard and genuinely expected. Servers rely on tips as a meaningful part of their income in the U.S. New York's food scene spans nearly every cuisine on earth. From Chinatown's dim sum to Little Italy's red sauce joints to Queens' incredible international food halls, subway etiquette matters. Let riders exit before boarding, move to the center of the car, and keep your bag off the seat next to you during crowded hours. New Yorkers have a reputation for being blunt. It is rarely personal. Quick, direct interactions are simply the local pace rather than genuine rudeness. Jaywalking is technically illegal, but extremely common. Cross carefully and watch for turning traffic even when the signal says walk. Dress in New York runs the full spectrum. From casual to genuinely dressed up, most restaurants and venues do not enforce a strict dress code outside upscale spots. And when visiting religious sites or more traditional neighborhoods, modest dress is appreciated. Though New York overall is a relaxed anything-goes city, Sunday brunch is a genuine New York institution. Expect long waits at popular spots and consider a reservation if brunch is a priority for your trip. Finally, the mistakes first-timers keep making. Number 1 is trying to see too much in too little time. New York rewards picking a few neighborhoods deeply over a rushed checklist. Number 2 is accepting a free item or photo with a costumed character in Times Square without agreeing on a price first. It almost always leads to an aggressive payment demand. Number 3 is skipping travel insurance for an international trip to save money. A simple policy is cheap relative to the cost of U.S. healthcare if something goes wrong. Number 4 is only visiting Midtown and Times Square and never venturing into Brooklyn, the Village, or Harlem for a more local, less touristy experience. And number 5 is buying Statue of Liberty tickets from a street vendor near Battery Park instead of the official website, a common and completely avoidable scam. Number 6 is standing on the left side of subway escalators. Always stand right and walk left, a small habit that avoids real friction with commuters. Number 7 is not accounting for how much walking a New York trip involves. Comfortable shoes matter more here than in almost any other U.S. destination. And number 8 is underestimating the distance between boroughs. A trip from Manhattan to Queens or the Bronx that looks short on a map can eat a real chunk of your day. Number 9 is not booking popular restaurants or Broadway shows in advance. Walk-in availability at the best spots is rare, especially on weekends. And number 10 is skipping travel to New York altogether out of unfounded fear, missing out on one of the most rewarding and walkable cities in the country. Number 11 is overpacking for a city with genuinely variable weather. Layers pack lighter and adapt better than a suitcase full of single-purpose clothing. And number 12 is assuming every borough moves at Manhattan's pace. Brooklyn and Queens run noticeably slower and more residential outside their trendiest pockets. So who is New York actually best for? If you love art, food, and a city that genuinely never slows down, few places deliver that combination as completely as New York does. Couples and honeymooners are drawn to rooftop bars and skyline views, while culture seekers gravitate toward the Met, MoMA, and the city's countless smaller galleries. Families do well here too. Kid-friendly museums, Central Park, and short flight times from most of the country make for an easy and educational trip. Budget-conscious travelers can still make New York work by eating at delis and food carts, using the subway over taxis, and timing museum visits around discount days. Food lovers gravitate toward Chinatown, Queens, and neighborhood delis, where the sheer variety of cuisine rivals any culinary destination on Earth. And if you are chasing a bucket list photo, the Manhattan skyline from Brooklyn Bridge and the Empire State Building deliver two of the most recognizable travel images anywhere. Solo travelers find an easy rhythm here too. The subway makes getting around simple, and the city's constant energy makes it easy to feel comfortable exploring alone. And repeat visitors keep coming back precisely because one trip barely scratches the surface. Between the boroughs, the museums, and the food scene, New York rewards return visits like few other cities. Theater lovers and Broadway fans have an obvious draw here. Few cities anywhere offer this concentration and quality of live performance on any given night. Whoever you are, New York rarely disappoints. Its combination of energy, culture, food, and history is genuinely difficult to match anywhere else in the world. That is everything you need to know before visiting New York City in 2026. From the subway to knowing which neighborhood to base yourself in. Which neighborhood are you most excited to explore? The West Village, SOHO, or Williamsburg? Tell us in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel. Thanks for watching, and aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.